Mame fa na asema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
President John Dramani Mahama ekopiem in the voter regions for ne thank you tono. One of the persons are Okasaye ewo dwumadie no ase eye Togbe Afede. Na Togbe Afede eye ohene na emre bi atwa mu o reject ex gratia ehonsem ebeye pinso ewo Ghana ha no. Okasaye na o send 2 messages baako ekoma President John Dramani Mahama and afenso NDC amanyokuru. And afenso no the other side of the message no ekoma eye the MPP amanyokuru no, which was led by eye Nana Addo and afenso no Dr. Mahama. Yeah, or refer to Nana Addo na mamuono as property owning democracy. Yeah, what you say na Ghana ye koye name until say enkophobia ye from property owning democracy ebe take over. Na or expressing a disappointment. A label a scandals ne afenso no corruption na ekoso ewo MPP amanyokuru. Na all kasano uti ubete say enkofo ehuru MPP and I say the governance of Nana Addo no at the background, which is very sad, which is not supposed to happen, but anya abanesewi. Na otwa nensem sono okai eye President John Dramani Mahama ne bosha osha Ghana for and afenso the people of Volta region. Apple ball key projects are the people of Volta region here. Na osanka ensembi efa na danfo bi a owo abrochire ya ofre no because the President John Dramani Mahama ya swear in was started say oyi ne cabinet na so far amamuo ne ikose Togbe Afede echire mu say otimika chere na danfo na ofre de na say so far so good eniema ekoyi say na wasi ya start no so odikowie sa ebeye nkonimdie amagana fo Togbe Afede etwa nensem so no okomende eye President John Dramani Mahama for the modern bar obo to bring back eye ye neighboring countries bia na ye ne omowo wentwi and I say entawantawa kakra eba yentem within and I say in the previous government. And some way ne ensema hodo bi na the two dwa me person be come home na yakoti the full details of ensema Togbe Afede e the two dwa.
We now listen to the welcome address by all of us. And this address will be delivered by Togbe Afede, the 14th, that Bogomefia of that Sogli state.
Chamie, Asaglobe Chamie, this is quite an opera. Maybe I'm also Chichabo. Labanamia to Polame Dujeo. Tamadu Lendoke. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, it is a great honor and privilege for me to welcome you and your very distinguished entourage to home, and I do so on behalf of all the chiefs, the queens, and the people of the Volta region. It's a great joy for us to see you, and it's a great honor for us that you have chosen to commence your thank you tour here in the Volta region. An acknowledgement by you of the important role that the people of this region have played in your phenomenal electoral victory. We congratulate you for this phenomenal feat. We congratulate you and thank you for bringing so much joy to the people of Ghana. Your victory was not just a victory for the NDC, but it's indeed a national victory. And the fact that the whole nation has been in joyous mood has been evident from the very day your victory was confirmed. And we are particularly proud because of the special relationship between you and our region. I'm happy to see so many happy faces here. And that is also what we see across Accra and elsewhere. Happiness is the desire of every Ghanaian, and indeed every human being. And that is actually the essence of living. And its importance has been acknowledged in our Constitution under the directive principles of state policy. For our young compatriots who are in school, their happiness to derive from attending classes in beautiful classrooms and under beautiful conditions. For adults among us, the joy derives from having well-paying, stable jobs that allow them to afford the basic necessities of life. And for our pensioners, joy comes from having secure pensions that allow them to live comfortably for the rest of their lives. But the joy for all of us, the happiness that we want, extends beyond just basic survival. We need good roads, and we need everything that will make life comfortable. And as I said already, the emphasis on happiness has been established in our Constitution, which requires that government shall ensure that our economy is managed prudently to ensure the delivery of the basic necessities of life to all Ghanaians, to ensure good living standards, and also to ensure the happiness of all. Your Excellency, I believe our country has made significant progress over the years, and we have all lived in great hope of making our nation great until very recently. So, Your Excellency, the hopes of an entire nation rest so much on your shoulders.
Togbe Afede Kasano Otrese na Ghana ye koyenim. And I said we were making progress in terms of development. Until say yaba under a certain leadership. Yeah, your friend leadership, property owning democracy. Now what doing Tremono? Then Togbe Afede referred to as property owning democracy. Or I don't Ebra comment section.
As I've said, we've been making progress until recently. Until we came under a brand of democracy that was defined as property owning democracy. A type of democracy that seemed to thrive on disrespect for the truth and for the rule of law, lawlessness and impunity, injustice and inequality. Justice no longer has been available to all. Of course, we know it's always been a very lucrative business in the hands of a lucrative profession. But we know that recently our justice system has become bastardized to facilitate the interests of a few. That has allowed corruption to flourish in our country. We all are aware of the PDS scandal a cathedral hole that has cost the nation $58 million. We are aware of the Ameri scandal. We are aware of the ambulance purchases that include stocks of spare parts. We also are aware of the hurriedly implemented DRIP program that aimed at converting our assemblies into road contractors. The corruption that we've suffered over the years have been helped by the reckless management of our economy, where we saw what I call predatory policies that were structured to benefit a select few. We have had bad approach to monetary policy management that saw the reckless printing of currency. And we are seeing the Bank of Ghana completing a head office building that's supposed to cost almost $300 million US. That could have built more than 20 of the stadium that Goldfields built in Takwa for $13 million. We are trying to compare here one head office building to more than 20 10,000 capacity size stadiums. That is the sense of recklessness that we have suffered in our country. This was also helped by a bastardization of our institutions, so our democratic institutions could no longer work to protect the interests of the masses of our people. A few have exploited our democracy for their personal gain. They've converted it into an enterprise that benefits them. There are people who are consumed by privilege and who will respect every decision only to the extent that it benefits them. So, Your Excellency, contrary to the aspirations of our people, as expressed in our Constitution, our national anthem, and etc., for happiness in an economy that is growing, what we have suffered recently was a collapsed economy that has put our country under severe debt, with our currency depreciating every day, inflation skyrocketing, joblessness became the order that has made life difficult for our young graduates. Your Excellency, our country, we all know, was bankrupt, and that is why we were unable to pay our debts. We have been told, or we learned from very early ages, how reliable investments in government securities were. But we have learned a new lesson that it's not always so. Living in its wake, a lot of suffering by our compatriots who have lent their monies to government. And the worst victims have been our pensioners who had no other source of income. Ghanaians have suffered a lot and are still suffering, which is why there's so much desperation among Ghanaians to travel abroad. And survey has shown that majority of Ghanaians, given the chance, would leave our dear country in search of greener pastures elsewhere. Crime has been on the increase for that reason, and so has been the suicide rate. Your Excellency, this is why Ghanaians have voted massively for you. Ghanaians have endorsed your call for change. They have endorsed your promise of change. That is why I say the hope of Ghanaians rests squarely on your shoulders. Ghanaians have welcomed your reset agenda, featuring a brave fight against corruption. Your idea of a 24-hour economy that would expand production and expand jobs is a very great initiative that I personally believe in. As someone who operates a factory, I know that if I can get my factory to run 3 shifts, it would mean that we are trebling at least our production labor force. So, Your Excellency, thank you very much for a policy that promises a lot for the people of Ghana.
Na Togbe Afede etwa nsem so no. Otre say na damfo bi ya owo abrotri efre no. Ebisa na say Yasoe John Dramani Mahama anasa Yasoe President John Dramani Mahama in. Ya wa yi ne ministers bima Yasoe be in ya ebimu so ye hwe say ye beso omo in the coming days. Na the modern more etisen. Na Togbe Afede say he was bold and I said unya enyina so bi e ka kire say so far so good.
I had a call from a friend yesterday. He called from the United States. He was aware of how anxious we were to see change. And then he asked me, Togbe, how is your new government doing? I was so proud to say, so far, so good. Your Excellency, Ghanaians appreciate the fact that you are moving at the speed of light. I am a very, very ambitious, hardworking person, but I'm so impressed by the number of things you have achieved within this short period. Sometimes your government begins to look like one that has been in place for a very long time. The speed with which you appointed your ministers, well, Ghanaians will say unprecedented. And you fulfilled your promise of limiting the size of your government. And you are delivering that promise right from the onset. Oral. Oral was great news for all of us. It's bad enough to suffer, but it's worse to know that you are suffering because a few people think they deserve all that the state has to offer and get themselves involved in a desperate scramble for our limited resources and our property owning democracy. We support all your intentions, all your plans to retrieve everything that was lost. Funds that were stolen, lands that were stolen, buildings and etc. Your Excellency, you have our fullest support. And we are particularly excited by the fact that you desire to make it unattractive for anybody to embark on that road. And that is why you have won your own appointees. to look elsewhere if they intend to make money. It's our hope that they will respect this prescription of yours. And indeed, you've actually asked your appointees to declare their assets, and that's also very heartwarming. I'm also impressed about the speed with which you quickly constituted your Constitutional Review Committee. I've always said it that our Constitution has outlived its usefulness. It is partly the reason why impunity has thrived. Part the reason why people take national assets without any fear of retribution. And it's heartwarming that you are doing this, particularly because we've always said that one bad part of the Constitution is the enormous powers given to the president. That you are willing to look at this is very heartwarming. It demonstrates your absolute commitment to the interests of our country and to the progress and the happiness of our people. I also have enjoyed so much watching you.
Togbe Afede etwa Nestemson or commended John Dramani Mahama, the modern boy obo, to bring back a year a mama ahudubia. Yeno monkita hundino, ntawantawa ne wentri kakra ebaho. Na yenti senior, Togbe Afede, I can't say.
Try to restore Ghana's image through your travels, trying to re-establish lost friendships, trying to re-establish Ghana's leadership in African affairs. It's my prayer that the good Lord gives you the strength so you can continue to do all the good things that you plan to do. Just like every other region, we in Volta are anxiously looking forward to the benefits of your leadership, giving us better living standards. Again, we know that there is need all across the country, but it's worth noting a couple of things that we Voltarians are very anxious to see happen. The Eastern Corridor Road that you started has virtually been abandoned, and we are anxious to see it completed. And I'm sure you are aware that Ho and other parts of the region are suffering from water shortages. Those who require immediate attention. Your Excellency, let me thank you very sincerely for not forgetting the whole airport. And I want to thank you for instructing the Ghana Airport Company Limited to release the land for those of us who want to build a pilot training school in Ho. Thank you very much for making a point to ensure that this outstanding issue is dealt with very quickly. When I reflect, it hurts that we paid money for land in June 2023 in order to operationalize the whole airport, and we are yet to be allocated the land. Thank you very much for your intervention, Your Excellency. I also want to thank you for giving us someone who promises to be a very good regional minister. who, even before you gave this mandate, has demonstrated a willingness to work with the people and for the interest of the people. We know he will not be like the one we just had. I recall that in 2020, when Volta felt under siege from soldiers that have been sent from Accra, in a run-up to the elections of 2020, we came together, a good number of us from the Volta House of Chiefs, visited the then President Nana Akufo-Addo to appeal for mercy on our people. Sadly, our minister was there, together with one of our own sons, Mr. Mehu. They denigrated us and embarrassed we, the chiefs. We left extremely sad. For instance, it was said that Togbe was going around the registration centers, interfering with registration, which was not true. It was said that we, the chiefs, were all NDC and would typically import voters from Togo, hold them for weeks so that they could vote for the NDC. Those were the comments that were made against us right in our presence, and it wasn't a palatable experience at all. So again, I want to thank you. You've given us a minister who I am convinced will work with us for the good of people, for the good of the entire country. We will do our best to support you. In Asogli, for example, we've already started developing a model of our development plan, which we shall be launching very soon. All those hopefully will aid your work you'll be doing. So we shall not sit and put everything on your little shoulders, but we shall also play our part. But of course, you know that very little can be done without government. And we will share our experience with the chiefs across the Volta region, so we can do our widow's might to help your efforts to bring the Volta region up. We shall be looking at other things, at our many hydro resources in Kohoe, in Apipe, and etc. But Excellency, the important thing for us today is the fact that you've chosen to start your thank you tour from here. We are very happy and very appreciative. We pledge our full support to you. You can count on us on everything that you want to do to move our country forward. But let me advise all of us, in particular our brothers from the NDC, that the biggest tribute we can pay to the memory of the founding fathers of your party is to hold firmly to the principles of honesty, of probity, of transparency, and of accountability. Thank you all very much, and may God bless us and guide us as His Excellency leads us through redemption. Thank you very much.
Sorry, before David Mauto comes, we have another remark. We have another remark from the Volta Regional Chairman of the NDC Party, in the person of Honorable Mauto Agbavito. Yes, and Ufocho Miaba Amoganu Tome, Persi Kumenola na Miaba Patiga, Apeto Mauto Agbavito.
Yes. Thank you very much. Azalo, Azalo Yawezo. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, my General Secretary, Ministers of State here present, Members of Parliament, Togbe, Mamao, comrades, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. 2 years ago, just about, His Excellency, then former President John Dramani Mahama, as we addressed him then, came to the Volta region to kickstart the campaign to be elected as the flag bearer of the NDC. We are here today to give God all the glory and honor and to say that thank you, O Lord, and to thank all the people of the Volta region. Your Excellency, we want to take this opportunity to also thank you. In the words of Togbe Afede, so far, so good. We are so pleased with the appointments that you've given to the sons and daughters of this land. As Oliver Twist will say, we want more. However, we know and understand the situation in which you operate. And we want to thank you so much for the appointment so far and for the confidence you have in the sons and daughters of this land. We appreciate you so much. I want to state here that the appointment is a reflection of our commitment to the party. That's the NDC. Our hard work by contributing 90.11% of the votes to the NDC, of winning back Kokwe, and also winning all the seats in the Volta region. We have also reduced the influence of our opponents by over 47%. We believe, therefore, that with the good policies you have, the initiatives you have started in 2028, the journey that began, or that has just begun, we would see them reduce further to single digits. Your Excellency, I want to thank you for the love for this region. I want to thank you for your commitment to help the growth of this region. I just want to urge my compatriots, the party executives, to be circumspect and also to manage our expectations. The future looks good. The future looks bright. The sun is rising upon the Volta region. All we can say and do for now is to say we are grateful to the Almighty Father and grateful to the President as he just started 15 days or so in office. So far, so good. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much for your continuous commitment to the NDC party, for your continuous support for the party. I want to salute Your Excellency for coming and to pledge the full support of members of the party and the citizens of this region for you to succeed as the President of the Republic of Ghana. Thank you very much.
We thank the regional chairman of the great NDC party for his remarks. Please kindly now listen to an address by the Vice President of the Volta Region House of Chiefs. And this address will be delivered by Togbe Patamiadjekle, the 7th, the Vice President of the House. Togbe.
Thank you. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, the General Secretary of the NDC, all the executives of NDC, Right Honorable Speaker Do Ajaho, former Speaker of Parliament, MPs present today, Ministers of State, Chairman and elders of the Volta Region branch of the National Democratic Congress, Togbe, Mahama, the clergy, invited guests, the press, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana and his entourage to the Volta Regional Capital Hall to thank the chiefs and people of the region for the massive support shown to you and the NDC party. Of course, I acknowledge and appreciate what Togbe Afede, the 14th, has done by delivering a very powerful speech ahead of what I'm going to say on behalf of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs. We are optimistic that this decisive victory will mark a new beginning in our governance structure, and from the appointments you have made so far, you have renewed our hope in the principle of inclusivity of citizens from all parts of Ghana who, under your leadership, will chart a new path of progress and accelerated development, not only for the Volta region alone. Your Excellency, we wish to express our sincere appreciation to you for the appointment of our citizens to ministerial positions so far. We look forward to further appointments to corporate bodies as well, since we have the numerous professionals and quality human resources just like other parts of Ghana. Please be assured that our doors are always open, and we shall at all times be ready, willing, and able to assist in whatever way we can in order to make your tenure an unprecedented success that will signify the real and effective transformation of our economy, political and social fortunes as a united people. Your Excellency, we humbly wish to remind you of the issues we put before you during your tour of soliciting ideas for the better Ghana we want. And some of them are as follows. On that day, I quite remember that we put to you the nature of our rules. Like Togbe Afede rightly said, the West-Eastern Region route, that is the Eastern Corridor rules, were started by you for 8 good years. When we want to travel to the other part of the region, we know the number of hours that it takes to get there. The same applies from Bombaria to Sege. Now that is, you can be in traffic for 4 hours, 6 hours with no movement of traffic. The agricultural potential of the region is there to be exploited to the benefit of Ghanaians. We have a lot of unemployed youth who are waiting anxiously to get decent employment instead of going to the Galamsey field. Your Excellency, that day we reminded you about the environment. We thought Volta region is safe from the Galamsey menace, but since the river takes its source or intake from various sources, studies have shown, or there are concerns, that cyanide is dripping slowly into the Volta River. It's a great concern to all of us. Operationalization of the whole airport. I just saw a post on the social media that you said it to be used for the training of pilots. It's a laudable idea, but we want more of the airport. Your Excellency, when you travel from Aflau to Tema, you reach Dabala Junction. There is a customs barrier full of customs men and immigration officers. When you get to Sogakope Bridge, there are a lot of them parked there. And our brothers and sisters traveling from Aflau to Accra will have to get down for them to be searched. What is the people or the staff at Dabala Junction doing? Similarly, when you get to Asikuma, the same thing happens. It used to be that you walk through the mud, get out of your bus, walk through the mud, and go and join the bus at the other side of the mud. We think something should be done immediately. We are aware that the Volta region is not the only region that is in direct need of good road networks, but our demands are premised on the neglect of our roads over the years. And I'm sure you are aware of all this when you were going around during your tours. We are indeed grateful for this visit, which is of immense significance to us as a region, and we pledge our support for all your efforts to make our country great and prosperous. And we look forward to more of such interaction during your tenure. Your Excellency, I would like to remind you again on that day when you were with us across the road. We said it's never going to be easy, and I quite remember I drew your attention to the lyrics of Wayaya, sung by Osibisa. We are going. So only heaven knows where we are going, and we know how we will get there. The songs or the lyrics of that song is still vivid in our mind, even though today, as we speak, as we gather here, that the Ose is being remembered. Again, the Son of Africa said there's no easy way to freedom. I'm talking about Nelson Mandela. Mr. President, I believe you remember those episodes when you were with us at the Regional House of Chiefs. These are just reminders to let you know that we all have a tortuous road to travel on. With the support of citizens of Ghana, especially from the Volta region, we will get there. We wish you all the best, and may the good Lord and our ancestors guide and protect you in your endeavors for and on behalf of the ordinary citizens of this nation. God bless our homeland Ghana and make it great and strong again. Thank you.
We thank the President of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, whose address was delivered by the Vice President of the House. Togbe, thank you very much. We continue the program and have some few remarks from Reverend Seth Mauto, Chairman of the Christian Episcopal Association, Volta.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, and all other protocol observed, we want to thank the Lord so much for this important occasion where His Excellency is here to say a word of thank you to us. But as a Christian community, we are highly honored to be part of this thank you tour. And we want to assure him of our prayer to support him during his term of office. Last Wednesday, we were with him and we had a number of discussions with him. And we thank God that today he's here to be with us. But our message is especially to we, the people of Ghana, the people of Volta region. To destroy is very easy. To rebuild takes a lot of time. And it needs a lot of patience. So we want to appeal to every one of us. We are all aware about the challenges that is facing our president. And he needs our support to be patient with him, so that one after the other, he will be able to reset this country. Let's give him the opportunity. Let's be patient with him. And let's continue to pray that all that he has promised will come to reality. We thank you very much, and God bless us all.
So we thank Reverend Seth Mauto.
Enia yeti ye Togbe Afede. Nensema or the tuja about President John Dramani Mahama. Thank you to ya okopiem ewo Volta region. Na emra na Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo eba abamu. Ya nana otumfo osai tutu asante hene. Eka esembi ose babi a wadre wonfa ajapade ne sika enye hwe na onja din ya dakro no Ghana fo ebebo ne din na utie ensema Togbe Afede eka afa the administration of the MPP led by Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahama. In fact, enya sempa enya semde when yansema e was a yete about any leader bia yade Ghana ashenensa. Se wutie ekwanya na amanfo faso huru yem former president Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. Enyefe but anya abanesa. Enintino yesema yebeka actually this administration said Omunshe how Ghanaians are reacting to your former president Akufo-Addo. Na enye additional there that engage omu through omu governance within these 4 years. And no, and ebe determines a Ghana for yebetwa omoso and a yentwa omoso. In fact, political party na sem abato a Ghana for yeto no e was e de ensunsuanso pa ebreye not ahochere, not arrogance, not obia asemesi a ontimi pie emmekasa emma Ghana for ebo ento omoyem, not discrimination, not corruption, not family and friends. Yeah, the answer no ever so ha PENDREAM TV. Subscribe to the channel no, bell notification no, na share ma afoforo ensa enkebi. For our join a comment section. You will share in the next video. Makra.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Ah nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.